A historic win. Dear friends, as all of you saw, I officially won the bet against Greg and therefore reached 1000 subscribers by the end of 2024. In fact, this historic milestone was granted on December 10th, after more than 2 months of continuous effort. Finally, we got what we had promised, reaching 1000 subscribers. I don't want to focus on how I managed to achieve this goal because there isn't much to say. I just posted daily shorts about the election and that was it. Instead, I want to focus on winning, succeeding, and many other things. When I said on October 1st that I was going to reach 1000 subscribers by the end of 2024, I was wholeheartedly convinced I was gonna do it. Why is that? It is because I know what a human is capable of and because I am not afraid of failing. I am afraid I might not put enough effort into something. In fact, I wholeheartedly believe that if somebody tries their absolute best at something on a long enough time frame, they will succeed. I have never seen anybody try their best and fail. Never. I can also talk from personal experience. Whenever I tried my best or close to it, I succeeded. And the reason for that isn't that I am insanely smart or talented, but I simply gave my best or got close to it. This is a very important point and needs to be understood. Most people never try their best at all. In fact, I'd even argue that most folks out there get to maybe 30% of their maximum effort, and it happens rarely and temporarily. In fact, most of the times you don't even need 100%, not even 50. 20% is more than enough. Once you understand this, then things get easier and clearer. What you should be concerned about isn't whether you will succeed, is whether you will try and how hard you will try. The universe is an extremely fair and giving place, and so is God. You will be rewarded if you deserve it. So be worried about whether you're trying hard enough instead of whether you deserve it. Once you've understood how to operate, then you need to lay out a plan. When a ship sails, it needs to know where it's heading. You can't navigate a ship without knowing where the destination is. If you do that, you're gonna sink and you won't achieve what you wanted to obtain. This is still an easy part. The tougher part is taking action. As long as you just have to correctly perceive things mentally and lay out a plan, it's easy. But then, when you need to take action, the trouble begins. In order to lay out a plan, you need to know what your goal is. Once that's known, then the plan can be laid out. Belief is another crucial piece of the puzzle. You need to believe in yourself and your plan, or nobody's gonna do it for you. If you don't believe you'll succeed, you're certainly going to fail. Plans B is another big topic on which people have disagreements on, and I can see why. While people having an idea of what a plan B could look like, thinking about it isn't a great indicator. A person who's sure they will succeed with their initial plan doesn't think about a plan B, so obsessing over a plan B is a fallacy, because it indicates that you don't really believe you will make it. So my advice on this regard is that, yes, you should have an idea of what to do if you were to fail, but at the same time, you shouldn't obsess over it. Final step, taking action. Everything that has just been said without taking action is useless. In fact, you've got way higher chances of succeeding by only taking action than if you do all the other things without taking action. The last step in order to succeed happens to be the hardest, yet the simplest. Structurally, there isn't much explanation needed. You need to do what you laid out on your plan and take risks. Risks and uncertainty come with action. They go hand in hand. On the other hand, as much as downsides come with it, taking action is still undoubtedly and overwhelmingly less risky than not taking action. In fact, the biggest risk is not taking any. If you take a risk and fail, you learn something, and in addition, you have increased your chances of success. If the chances of succeeding at said thing were 1%, by failing once, you increased them as they went from 1 in 100 to 1 in 99. Moreover, you also learn how to bounce back from failure. You get used to how it feels. How to bounce back from failure? The first thing you need is calmness. In this kind of circumstance, calmness is a virtue. Relax, calm down, and understand why you have failed. After that's done, you need to direct your mindset correctly. The lower the low was, the higher the high will be. History tells us this. After the worst periods, the best periods came. Everything comes and then falls. It's always been that way, since the dawn of human time. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Karma is real, and the higher the echelons of society you operate under get, the better you understand this truth. Consistent action leads to results, regardless of what action you're taking. So do something useful and productive regardless of where it leads you. The key is to take action, and if you are capable of being consistent, you will be amazed by how far you're going to get. Another important part: never give up. It's crucial not to give up and to never miss a day. That's for two big reasons. 1. Compounding interest. 2. Success is obtained overnight. You will succeed at something overnight and it's going to feel extraordinary, but you will have to learn to endure pain and failure in order to then be prepared to collect the rewards of your labor. Let's break down the two big reasons. If you miss a day, it's going to be a problem for your compounding interest, since every day's labor contributes to your final result. Momentum is what creates overnight success, which appears as being overnight, but it is not, as every day's labor built it and caused it. It's like winning a match in tennis. You won the match after winning the last point, but to get to that situation, you needed to win all the other points before. Then it's also important to never miss a day, because your lucky day can be every day, and you certainly don't want to miss it. To sum up, success is generated by momentum, which is beforehand caused by compounding interest, whose pre-existing condition include never skipping a day of work. I want to end by encouraging all of you to never give up and never give in. The willingness to do something is more important than the ability to do it. If you have somebody who's willing to learn and do something, they're going to outwork the person who's able to do something but isn't willing to. Remember, professionals find ways and amateurs excuses. Therefore, never quit and be consistent. Lastly, I want to thank Greg for the extraordinary honor of competing against you in a fierce challenge. I intend on strengthening our friendship and conquering the world together, and I'm sure you do too. Then I want to thank all the people who have subscribed and made my win possible. I can guarantee you that 2025 is going to be explosive and that I will not disappoint, and I will, moreover, surprise you. Best of luck, AD.